Good morning, my loves. Dijana here from Dijana.org. And in this recording live, I am going to, excuse me, talk about, in this episode number 18, can you believe it? We are going to talk about the frequency of unconditional love and abundance. I hope everybody's doing really well today, and let's do this thing. Okay, so the first thing to remember is that a frequency, whether it be unconditional love, abundance, any sort of frequency band, is a little bit like tuning into a radio station, a frequency of a radio station. Once you tune in to that frequency, once you find it, you can fine tune it so that you can hear it better and the reception is sharper. So even though we are tuning into a frequency, it's still not like there are solid steps, because it's not a destination. We are not going somewhere per se. We are more like allowing our consciousness, our entire awareness, to tune in to a frequency bandwidth. Yeah, and in this case, we're talking about unconditional love and abundance. So, how do we tune in? So the tuning in process is actually the key, obviously, to being connected to that frequency band. And in my experience, the key to being able to tune into these really high frequencies is gratitude. But when I say high frequencies, I just want to make sure that you understand unconditional love is by far the foundations of the entire universe. So you could say that it's the highest frequency of all, and abundance is very similar in nature. So the more we are able, have the capacity to love unconditionally, the more abundance presents itself. They are closely connected. They're a little bit like a brother and a sister in those divine realms. And of course, unconditional love in itself is not just the highest frequency, but it's a difficult frequency to hold in this physical realm. So rather than from this experience of the human, rather than sort of tuning in to unconditional love in tiny little specks of time and then losing it, and then being human and kind of doing that mental loop of self-judgment and I can't do it and blah blah blah, that negative inner talk. This is why gratitude is the key to tuning in or plugging in, and then practicing. Through the practice of gratitude, you sharpen or you fine tune your connection with that frequency band. Yeah? So it's more like that. I wanted to explain that because it's really important that you understand that just tuning in or just saying the words is not enough. There needs to be an offering or an honoring of that in your whole body for that tune or plug-in to stick, if you will, or for that to really anchor, that frequency to really anchor. Okay, so what does this actually look like? Okay, so I'm just referring to some of my notes. The reason why I do that, some of you have been watching me, do these videos, and especially those in the community on Facebook, you know that when I go live, everything I say is in real time and it's fully transparent and with soul integrity. I don't edit the footage. I don't change it. I don't record it 3 times. I don't do any of those things. We are completely present with this divine grace and divine wisdom in this moment. This is how it is, this is how it's recorded, and this is how it's going to be uploaded for everybody else to watch. So hence why I've got some notes and just some guidance to make sure that I stay on point as I'm sharing this with you. So let's first talk about unconditional love. So the trick here, right, if you want to tune into the frequency of unconditional love in order for you to experience it, so you know what that is and how to pay it forward, if you want unconditional love, you have to be it. You have to be love. Meaning, this is where gratitude comes in. Again, it is about the present moment. As you go about your day and as you go about your moments, and you want, with the intention of experiencing unconditional love, in order to feel it, again, you have to be it. And how can you be it? You be love by staying present in the moment, by being really aware of what's going on around you in that moment, so that every time you see, you experience, you feel love in whatever way it expresses itself around and within you, you identify it, you acknowledge it, and immediately give it, send it gratitude. This is how gratitude is the key. It's about being present. It is about being able to, if your intention is love, unconditional love, everywhere where love expresses itself around you, you acknowledge it. So you notice, you acknowledge it within yourself, and then you allow that acknowledgement to spread through all of your body and be so grateful for it. This only takes a moment, but with practice, your body will respond. You will train your neural pathways. You will train your biology and inner synergy and chemical makeup to instantly respond accordingly, or according to your training or your intention. So you will be able to be that love on all the levels, feel it completely in your body, and be so grateful for it. Because the universal law is, once whatever you transmit, give out, is what you're going to get more of. So if you are grateful, if you are love, guess what? The universe conspires to bring you so much more of what you are grateful for. I hope that you're understanding this. So that present moment, that being able to just be in that moment, and every time you identify whatever your intention is, you will create through gratitude, through your chemical training and makeup, you will create more of that. Yeah? The same goes for abundance. If you want to tune in or plug in to the frequency band of abundance so that you have this beautiful connection that brings in the energy of abundance so you can receive more of that and give more of that, yeah, because it's a give and receive situation, feminine and masculine. Remember, we talked about that beautiful union and dynamic between the feminine and masculine in the last episode. Then you need to be abundant. You need to be abundance and therefore feel abundant, right? So every time in the moment you identify within you and around you abundance, abundance of flowers in the garden, abundance of sunshine, abundance of whatever it is that you acknowledge as abundant around you, you send it gratitude, you feel it in your whole body, and then the universe will bring you more of that. You're raising your frequency, you're plugging in, you're fine-tuning that station until you clearly see, feel, know it, experience it, and you can stay there, tuned into that station, yeah, or frequency band. So I guess what I want to remind you is that these are practical steps of tuning into unconditional love and abundance frequencies. They exist, they are everywhere around us already. So this journey again of, what's classically called awakening is actually really just remembering of how to be with something that is already there, how to be with something that we already know. Okay. I want to, as I was writing this, I just want to share something with you that I thought was really interesting, that Spirit brought my attention to, and it is this practice of gratitude. Spirit has asked me to just flag something to those that are that have a gratitude practice. A gratitude practice, traditionally, the way I know it, is, say, about waking up in the morning, for example, and writing down all the things you're grateful for, or at the end of the day, writing down all the things that you're grateful for that happened to you throughout the day. It's not useless. It's not a bad thing. However, it's also not the present moment. It's either, something in the future, or something in the past. And really, your creation comes from the present moment. The gratitude practice needs to be about you being present in the moment so you can see, feel, know, you can acknowledge, and you can be grateful for. Yeah? So a little flag from spirit, from divine wisdom, that is about just understand that gratitude, these divine frequencies, work best, of course, when you are tuning in the moment, because that is the only that is actually the only thing that's real, the moment. So if you need to, I guess, practice remembering gratitude to start off with, by all means, you know, it's probably going to work really well for some people. But in terms of actively participating in the co-creation of more of, as in being love, being abundance, being prosperity, tuning into that field of potential, tuning into the frequencies of divine creation, and so on and so forth. All that happens in the present moment. Divine doesn't care about the fact that you have a 9-to-5 job, and if you do it at 6 when you get home, it's just as good as if you did it in the present moment. That's not how it works. Divine doesn't have a human timetable. It doesn't work on the principles of space, of linear space and time. Divine works in divine timing, which is more a rhythm. It's a dance, it's a co-creation, it's a collaboration between those that are consciously present with whatever. Yeah. So okay, I think I've turned this video a little bit into a quantum session. Anyway, I love you so much. I hope you find this helpful. I hope you can practice being unconditional love, being abundance, as per this episode, the theme, and give it lots and lots and lots of gratitude in the moment, because then you perpetuate, you trigger, you, by divine design, you magnetize more of that to yourself, which is that divine feminine energy, regardless of gender. This is universal law. Yeah, so the magnet, the give it to me, baby, yeah, more of that. Okay, before I break into a song again, I'm I'm going to go. I'm going to love you, mwah, and leave you, and I hope that makes sense. If you've enjoyed this, or you think someone might find this helpful, feel free to pay this forward, to share it, to comment. It's all welcome, with love. Okay, bye my loves.